Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As always, I'm so excited for you to be here, and if you are new to my channel, goodbye. I'm just kidding. Welcome. So today's Deep Topics video, it's been on my mind, you know, a lot. And you guys know I'm big on discussion. What else? Yeah, we're gonna start off with a quote because me likey the quotes. So let me get comfortable and we're gonna get into it. It goes, always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much. So now that I'm dissecting this quote, first part says, always forgive your enemies. Why do we do this? Like, why do we have to forgive somebody who is so hateful towards us, has no good intentions, who is controlling, who is using our energy up and wants to diminish us? We forgive because it's our sanity. Alright, somebody is throwing rocks at you. You are the glass house, you are being transparent, you're allowing that person or persons to see right through you. Being the bigger person in this scenario allows you to choose righteousness, which is being calm and collected, or you can choose the path that this individual who is attacking you takes, which is aggressiveness, chooses to belittle you and not be able to have an adult-like conversation to get to a solution. This is important because it takes a lot of patience to be the bigger person. It takes a person who is willing to put aside their judgment and their opinions and allow the individual that is so against them to speak their mind. And I wish I could say that reaching this point of forgiveness is easy, because it's not. And I'm not going to sit here and say that everyone's going to be able to attain it. This is a skill. And I know personally for me, it took me quite a few years to really grasp it, really try to understand it, and it's very hard sometimes. Ask anybody who tries to be the bigger person and tries to see the greater picture of somebody, because it's so easy to fall into people's flaws. All of a sudden, you're dealing with these negative traits, you have to completely forget about it and dive head into a positive trait. It's so easy for your level of patience to rise. Practice forgiveness on a daily basis. Ultimately, what somebody's words or actions has against you isn't a problem, because you've already established in your mind that that individual has more problems with themselves internally than they do with you, and you are simply just a punching bag. They actually have the chance of becoming the bigger person as well, but it's very, very rare for two individuals to actually have a common ground and not attack each other. There's always one person that's on defense and there's always another person that's on attack mode. So now, as I'm discussing it, what I want you to think about is one moment in your life where you felt you were being crushed and you weren't being heard, and that person that was putting you in that position was not acknowledging you in the discussion, and in some way or form was being spiteful against you. I am sure that we each have our own stories where we have gone through something similar to this. I'm gonna give you guys my story. I would love to hear your story as well. Let me know in the comments below. So the scenario kind of picks up not too long ago. It was actually like a couple of months ago. The startup of the conversation that we had was very dry. It was as if that person completely dismissed the past problems that we had. For this individual to come back into my life out of nowhere and try to manipulate me into helping them, I really was expecting, just as any other person would, to either have an open discussion about the past so you can resolve it and kind of move forward. You expect an apology, you expect recognition to the situation. There is just no consideration. I'll put it like that. There's just none at all. I've kind of gotten used to it. So this type of situation happens to me quite frequently. For me to practice mindfulness and to be the bigger person has gotten easier, like much easier than I would have thought. It saved me a lot of headaches. It allowed me to really internalize and figure out what is worth saying and if that person is worth even explaining it to. This is very important. You really have to know what you are up against. Not having somebody understand your point of view, even if you have allowed them to speak on theirs. This is when you're kind of like, that person is only giving me 10% when I'm giving 100%. You don't have to give 100%. But that is what the bigger person does. And if you're ready for that, you're going to be giving more than you will be receiving. You will win at the end of the day. Even if it's not at that moment, whether it be months later, years later, it will rise to fruition. From my perspective, I think I handled it really well. I know that I did my job. In the moment, it wasn't so nice, all right? It's not fun being the bigger person. Anyone who does try to do this will say that to you because you gotta, Hulk is growing inside of you. You allow yourself to take a step back, go through what you have to say, go through with how you feel. You do not have to have a conversation with somebody in order for them to see that side of you that is all of a sudden reflected in a positive light. It's you that needs to realize it. You did everything that you could to try and piece everything together. The bigger person does not try and find blame. Human being is full of complexities. We're full of problems. Somebody who has no respect is not going to care about any of those things. They don't care about morals, they don't care about ethics, they don't care about principle. They simply just want what they want. You don't matter at that point. And the reason this person right here is so mad at this person up here is because they know inside themselves that if they even put the energy to get back up here, it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot of forgetting. It's going to be way too stressful for them. So really the question is, can I stand up for myself while I am being the bigger person? And the answer is in fact, yes, you can stand up for yourself. I don't believe in making yourself smaller to make somebody else comfortable, especially if that person has hurt you more than you can even count. You are allowed to feel. You are allowed to tell that person off. You are allowed all these things because it is your right. But it's not right for you to use that hurt and blame the other person. You can't change how people think about you. You can only change how people feel about you. At the end of the day, a person who has something against you only thinks about themselves. You're almost in a way gently challenging that person by you keeping your composure, influencing them in some way. And all they will be thinking about is how they sabotaged it. So who's really winning? The first thing you should do in order to be the bigger person is to take some time to think. So suppose you are in a heated argument and you're not just spewing out things that show you out of character and put you in a position where you will regret it later on. It gives you some time to think because you were able to listen. The second thing is you stay away from the judgment. So you can surpass the first tip. This one will be a little bit easier. You try and reach a helping hand. Third tip is do not take their power away. Let them say what they have to say. Let them take it all out as long as you stand in your power. As crazy as it sounds, it quickly puts you into a position where you are able to clarify what is going on and the cycle continues. And that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun discussing it. You guys know my Deep Talk series is one of my favorites and I always have so much to talk about. And I hope you guys have a great day, night, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you guys very, very soon. This alien is out. I'll see you guys later.